Hey neighbors, the handyman here with Initiative Coffee Company, and we are here with one more episode of In the Red, minus a half elf druid, because he's on a plane where apparently Zoom calls are tough. Yep. Last time on In the Red, some stuff happened. Spit, why don't you give us a refresher on what happened? Because I don't remember. I wanna suggest that maybe you were the only one that thought that initially they were that's mushroom people. Ah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that checks out. I feel like you overlooked a pretty important spot where you thoroughly investigated a pit just outside of the.
It be like that
no.
sometimes.
Was that Spit or was that Enix?
That was Inix, I think, who
Yeah.
thoroughly investigated a pit outside of. Nobody heard anything you said because I did not have desktop audio up. But that's
Oh
okay.
no!
Some stuff happened. Magic items were acquired that matched the staff. Beatings were doled out. Healing was done
Beatings were-
in the sanctuary they created with their miraculous thing happening. And they investigated a pit that turned out to be a latrine. So that's
Poop pit.
That's what happened last time on In the
Poop pit's
Red.
better.
A poop pit,
Yeah.
sure. That is where you find yourselves
Not in the poop
currently.
pit.
Not in the poop pit, but
Okay.
No.
near enough the poop pit that if you needed to poop, it would be definitely available to
That's
you.
the poop. That's the pit you'd go to.
Yeah.
Right.
Had we started to take a rest in our sanctuary, or were we just arriving?
I would say you
I
were
don't
just
think we-
arriving if there's
Yeah.
something you wanted to do before you took a rest. I don't have like an objective for you before the rest, so that's up to you guys.
Oh, I got a floating shield.
You do. You
Yeah.
have a Tensor's floating disc that also
Wait.
works as a +1 shield.
So I wanted to ask. I need to add that to my thing. Love having that juicy +1. Can I just like sit and ride on it, or does it have like? Is it only like a certain duration?
No, it works as it follows you. So if you sit in it, unfortunately,
And I lean forward.
No. It follows you, so it'll spin
Yeah.
maybe if you lean forward, but it
No,
won't.
if I lean
like-
forward above the mass, it would be like, oh, I got to head towards head.
Maybe I don't know. You'd have
Are you
to
trying
really
to turn
like.
your shield into a Segway?
You'd really have to like train yourself and really train with your Tensor's floating disc shield to effectively turn it
You
into a
underestimate
hovercraft.
how much
Look,
I
I'm not
want.
saying you can't.
hovercraft
I'm just saying
happen.
it'll take some effort and downtime to make that work. And you
What?
have already so many things that you want to use your downtime on. Not
I do
falling off a
actually have.
shield doesn't seem like one of them you want to add.
What
to
if
the
I
list.
spend like 5 minutes a day, like light activity?
We'll see.
It's not like I'm trying to get like a headache over this,
Sure.
or maybe I am.
Maybe you are. I don't know. But yes, you have a +1 shield that is also a Tensor's floating disc.
Yeah, we can put stuff on it. How big is this
Yeah,
shield?
put
I didn't
stuff on
actually. I don't think I actually asked how big this shield was.
It's like a foot
Like
diameter.
a buckler, almost.
Okay.
It's like a little bit bigger than a buckler, but smaller than like a shield.
Mhm.
I
Think
need- I wanna
like
get a
small
tower shield.
Nordic shield, I guess.
I want to get a tower shield. I think that'd be dope.
Ooh. It would be like twice your height. It'd be like
No,
normal.
it'd be like a
shield.
tower. I was gonna say
God.
tower shield for my standards would be like a normal shield,
Right.
A tower shield I knew was like a citadel shield. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You just
I can
hold
still
it
pick
up and hide
though.
behind.
Yeah, it's literally movable cover at this point.
Um, what do you guys want to do before you bunk down for your long rest?
Were there any bodies inside the house? Or was it just like
In the
remnants
world?
Just the
of
goblin.
Just the one bugbear.
just the one goblin?
That was a
So
bugbear.
we had pretty thoroughly inspected the goblins, the fungus infested goblins that we fought. Hence why we have the
Were they
robes of one
goblins or
of them.
bugbears?
Goblins.
Were they
Goblins.
Okay, that's fine. If you three
Yep.
think I'm wrong, I believe you because I didn't write it down. So
Are there fungus
I was
infested
really
bugbears
yeah,
that
I was
we
gonna
need to
ask.
be aware of?
I know that there was bugbears we encountered. Question.
Uh-oh.
Now I've got some more questions to
Okay.
ask.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of bugbears, how readily available are bugbears in this region? We've only encountered those two that were accompanied by a giant.
This setting, like bugbears are goblin kin. They're like a different
Okay.
breed of goblins. So, as common as goblins would be, presumably more common like in the forests than like in the open plain. But like anything can happen in the open plain because nobody's been really patrolling
Mhm.
recently. They're generally thought of as kind of a pest to deal with.
Yeah, because they're 7 feet and change.
But I don't know, like the goblins that lived in this hut were seemingly not like violent goblins until they were, you know.
Classic, classic goblin. Not being angry until they
Until
are.
they are, yeah. So I don't know, like I would say like fairly common, as common as you would expect in like a pretty civilized region in D&D.
Okay.
So, should we take this goblin corpse, bone remnant, and
I would
bury
like
it outside?
I would love to ceremoniously bury it. Maybe we can do some. Maybe, and I say to Spit, I'm like, I've been watching. Maybe we should do some. Maybe I can find a couple rocks to help you out.
I know where a pit is.
No, not that pit. Not that pit. Not that pit.
Oh. Okay.
We
This is
said
softest ground if you're at all concerned about
Nope.
that.
Don't want to have that.
So
I don't need
that's-
somebody's taking a,
Sorry,
relieving themselves,
Alex.
and then like a hand comes out like.
Yeah. I agree with that. One of the things that I was curious about with the clothing that we inspected, I wanted to know if there were any identifying marks or like anything that shows that they were a part of this clan or family that maybe we could associate with the beds that are inside the bedroom and such. Like, are there any belongings here that really vet out that
of
they're
the
same?
goblins? You mean?
Yeah.
I mean the one that was like kind of casting druid magic, was wearing a cloak that matched the staff you found in the hut or in the warren. So like you could reasonably assume that like they were somehow related, if not the people that lived there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just wanted to see if there was any other like matching things that could be of interest potentially, or even if there's anything that could be like identifying by name and stuff.
No, I don't think there's anything that like other than like the way that we've talked about the runes being like an identifier of the crafter, but you don't get the idea that like the crafter was one of these guys. You don't see like a workshop or any kind of like tools to make these kinds of items at this level. Like goblins typically use pretty rudimentary weapons that they kind of like make from ramshackle parts. But these look much more well crafted and seemingly above the talents of at least anybody in this warren, right? Like you just don't see any evidence that anybody like you would expect to see like a workshop of some kind, and you don't.
Yeah. the last question in terms of like investigating the area, like, is there anything that kind of indicated what these goblins did aside from just sort of foraged around for their own survival and such? Were they like potentially a clan of thieving goblins and whatnot? And then I might be able to identify anything that might be thieves' camps, if there's any journals or anything inside this.
Make an
this
investigation check.
Investigation. Can I? I've got the observant trait, which doesn't traditionally affect active investigation. Yeah, it doesn't affect
Okay.
active investigation. Never mind. there's no. It specifically does not affect active investigation. So.
I'm just gonna trail off and accept no as the answer. That's what I hear.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. 18.
18. So you see, you don't see any thieves' camp, but what you do see, because you've seen the rune etched in the items, is like this appears to be a household of goblins that don't necessarily worship the druid that gave them this stuff, but like work under that druid, right? In some sort of like preventative fashion, or as you get the idea that this is essentially like a small goblin homestead type situation, and that these goblins were at one point kind of defenders of the forest at the behest of whatever this druid, whoever this druid is. You presume Bruce, that you've heard of, because he is like the high druid of this forest, but that's not necessarily confirmed.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get the idea that like using these items is not a regular thing, right? Like people don't like go out and like carry, like nobody carries this druid staff as like a daily thing. It's like a thing that they, when called upon, grab it and use. The cloak may be different just because it's more of like a wardrobe thing, but the staff seems to be like a rare use thing.
Wow.
So
that is
around in
something
this,
I obviously let the group know that it looks like that this place was supposed to be home to defenders, and if they've been taken over, this is definitely serious news.
so on that note about this area being a defender, how, like in this sanctuary area, how wide is the aura around this, like this hovel, this hut, this
So
No.
the like you kind of get this like, you have a general idea that there's like a 20-foot radius around the warren that is also protected, but it's kind of a hard stop, right? Like there's not like, this forest is so kind of tainted right now that there's not like a smooth transition to not protected. It's like a firm wall of protection.
So guys, we need to put this body within this 20-foot radius when we bury it.
Yeah.
I make sure to make us, like, I grab the rocks from outside and be like, we can bring them in though, right?
You mean into the house?
I mean, to wherever we're gonna go.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Wherever we lay this person to rest, because clean up, give them.
we're good people.
We're good people. Give them proper burial.
Yep.
Is that the plan then before you go to bed then? Is to
I think that's
Yeah.
make sure the
rest.
burial is
Yeah.
good? Yeah, so you guys managed, it takes a couple of hours just to get everything kind of lined up correct and make sure that everything is within the
Ooh.
boundaries.
I'll use my floating shield to help transport any extra rocks.
Okay. There's lots of rocks that you guys. Can
Yeah,
use
we
to
do
build a
cartloads of rocks.
cairn. There's tons of rocks for your funeral cairn.
This thing is already
um,
paying off in dividends
Yeah, I don't know why it took you so long to figure out what it did.
because it was on my arm, and I'm an idiot. Checkmate.
So yeah, it takes a couple of hours to get everything lined up and make sure everything is protected. You manage to dig out the trench spit because you are a natural digger. Goes a little bit quicker. You feel pretty good about your completed task here. I don't know.
With that, we can sigh with relief.
Because the idea of having them within the protected
Hold
barrier.
on,
So,
hold on.
Oh.
I need to check one thing.
You need me to dig them back up?
I'm checking one thing that I'd like to do.
You can't look search his body now. That's called looting.
No. I was trying to think of like one spell that I could cast.
I thought we searched his body when we
That's-
found him.
You
Don't.
did. You just can't search him after the fact. Because
No,
he's
no.
buried now and it's grave robbing.
No,
You can-
so
you
I
can
would
steal
like to
from
do
dead
one.
people, just not
Hold
after
on.
they're buried.
Before we bury him, I'd like to do one thing.
Mhm.
That's cool. Like I'm not trying to
No, that's fine.
speak with dead.
That works on things that have died within 3 days, right?
You can use an
mine.
action speak and regain one. It would be.
Within the
Gotcha.
last 10 days. Yeah, you know that he's been dead longer than 10 days.
I was kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't want to even cast that spell. It's a stupid spell to even cast.
I
Who would even
want-
cast that spell?
No, it's a good idea. I just think that you also tried to do that the first time we
I
encountered
totally
them.
did actually.
Yeah,
And it was,
yeah.
but I tried to
that's
I
when
tried
you
to
got
pull
the
a
sense.
little sneaky one on Brian and feign that I was totally not trying to cast
Mhm.
that spell again.
Yeah, I know.
And we're sure Inix, he had some extra flowers from
From Clyde.
Clyde. He made
Explosive
like
Clyde.
Oh, who knows
He
how
may-
he's doing with the other horses and everything. Back at the
He's-
lumberjill mill. Oh
a
no.
he's probably all right.
He's probably more okay than we are.
He didn't
Yeah,
have a surprise thing. And now we do the flashback over to Clyde. He's just chilling with the other horses.
I'm only imagining we flash back over to Clyde and it's just a pile of flowers, and it's
Oh,
like.
we just missed
And
it
then you
already.
see like the ram going like, "Oh, all my friends leave me,"
Oh no! That poor ox.
or we're gonna
Oh,
show up
goodness.
when we see Clyde. It's gonna like go like, "Oh no, they're back," and then it's like something horrid's gonna happen,
Yeah.
which I'm
We're
rather
gonna
certain
find-
is going to happen.
But Inix does his thing, makes a nice little Clyde flower thing for the grave.
Can we have some kind words in the thought and in our heads of what Kid would say? Spit.
Hey guys, I mean it's bad that he's dead, but we didn't do it, so it's probably fine. I don't know.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, we didn't do it, so we can do whatever we want.
If anything, we're getting out ahead because we buried him and stuff. We didn't have to do that. That's out of our that's time out of our day.
That's out of our control. And with that, what is it
Oh,
from
no.
Undertale? It's like, and with that, we feel a sense of whatever the hell it's called. I can't remember. We feel I'll figure it out.
Determination.
Determination. We with those reassuring words from Kid, we have a feeling of determination.
We didn't do
Oh, my
it. We're coming out ahead. We actually buried him. You
We
feel
did
about
good.
it. You have better karma than when you started. Congratulations.
I'm okay with this. The karma
I hope
system
so,
works out.
Yeah, that's good. Should we see if there's anything that we need to clean up inside the house, like rotten food or anything that we can
We're
throw
doing
into
house
Yeah.
cleaning now.
The flight work. We can do that while resting and such.
When the miraculous thing occurred, sanctifying the location, it
Clean.
got rid
I
of
like-
all the mold because mold and
Got rid of
fungus are very
poop?
similar.
I do like the idea that it didn't really get rid of it versus just pushed it out. So like on the outskirts of the 20s,
it's just like a perimeter of trash.
stuff. Yeah, it's just
tons of
garbage
debris, yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, like
it's
that.
like,
that
oh,
seems
we
right.
can see the perimeter. Like it's like just garbage.
Don't pass the trash line, guys.
Or like the
Seems
poop
right.
hole is like at 19 feet, so it's like all the poop's like against one wall, and it's like
Oh,
just
yeah.
clean on one side.
Yeah.
The perfect hiding spot.
Well, what was it? Adventure Time, where you had like the salt ring around, and somebody just went and got a pinch of salt, or like Jake got the pinch of salt, and was like, "What? We needed a little bit of salt."
It's fine. Yep. So you guys managed to bury the goblin.
And you said there was no names that like were
No.
identified really.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like.
If I check my book, is there any additional entries, like with the information that Spit's kind of given us about how like this is a home, like a that about the fact that this is a homestead, but it seemed like they weren't complete followers. Like, I guess I may be stretching to see if I'm looking like to see like, is this a normal thing, or is there more details about maybe something like in the druid? Like, I'm just trying to see like, is there any
Sure.
additional info about this situation?
At this point, having NX not here is a damper, right? But
Oh, of course.
you could just ask NX and be like, "Is this normal?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, like there's a hierarchy to druids. Each forest has like a big guy druid or a big person druid in charge, and then like there's like a bureaucracy of druid kind underneath them." Like,
Where do goblins land in this?
it depends on the like. It's not like a racial divide. It's like
Oh.
Usefulness divide?
usefulness divide, skill divide, like scarcity divide. Frankly, like you don't seem to see a lot of like sentient creatures in this forest. So
Except for the thing that howled with being pissed off, but you know that might be
It's more like a
bureaucracy.
moan or a groan.
We're just gonna find out that actually it's just a bureaucracy of like that's what is natural in this forest, aren't we? I feel like that's all it's gonna come down to. We've been on this fungus tangent for months, and in reality, it's just that's what's here in the forest, and people have to deal with it. Quick question.
Yep.
On the map.
Yep.
The fungus had reached the edge of the forest,
Okay.
right? It reached the lumber camp, which is like the edge of the forest, or a forest edge adjacent.
Hmm.
Do we know if it can cross wide swaths of land, or does it need trees to?
You get the make a nature check.
Somebody want to do it instead of me, if I'm seeking this out loud.
I will. I cannot support you.
All right, I'm giving myself guidance then. This is
Yeah.
probably. You know what? I'm not gonna preemptively Benny. I'm gonna believe in it, and then I'll Benny as needed. I'm gonna Benny as needed.
I'm gonna believe in myself, and then
I'm gonna Benny as needed. So 13.
Yeah, I think that's probably enough. I think you recognize that the root systems of trees and like grass are different, and that given time,
You'll
you
eventually get there.
I mean, you recognize that like this fungus is learning, right? But like it's easier seemingly to take root in trees than it is in vines than it is presumably grass, because it's adapted to trees and vines. So it's tough to know for sure, but your best guess is that for the time being, it is relatively safe. As long as people don't like carry it around and stuff, you know,
like we do.
like you do. But if left unchecked, it could cause a pretty serious problem.
Speaking of maps, is there a map inside this knoll of the area?
Nope.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Like not even wall scratchings and stuff?
Nope.
These people suck. Oh, so I'm still gonna go back to my book and see if there's any info about.
Sure.
I guess. Well, I guess the question before that is I would ask NX is like, Bruce, how old is Bruce in relation to? Hold on, note time. Arch Druid.
Archdruid.
One word. Dref. Archdruid Dref. He was trained underneath him.
Mm-hmm.
Also from Rainwall. That was about 15 years ago. So since he knows that information, do we know, give or take, how old Bruce is and how old druids / archdruids can be? I guess racially, I guess that makes an adjustment. Do we know what race Bruce is?
You don't know what race Bruce is.
Does NX know what race Bruce is?
NX doesn't know what race Bruce is.
Even though he knows that he trains under Archdruid Dref.
It's more like
who's also
he's
from
heard the
Rainwall.
name. Like he knows he's heard the name. But
I'm
NX
trying
was
to
pretty young at the time that like all that happened by Half Elven.
15 years ago.
So, I would say that he probably doesn't know the race of Bruce. He honestly probably doesn't know the race of the Archdruid. Like that's not really like what Druid society is about. So, you don't see like dossiers on notable Druids in your book, unfortunately.
But I have hags.
Yeah, but not specific ones.
Actually,
like,
I do.
Outlines of general creatures, but
No, I had the family that what's his face was from.
From Corbin.
Yeah, Corbin's
but
family
that's-
was noted because he was a heavily green person. So that's why I'm asking. Does art?
Sure.
Actually, another question then is how old is my? As I'm like looking more into my book, when was this written versus like is it actively updating? I hope it's actively updating. I love that. But every time I take it out, it's like a page thicker. It's like, what's happening? Like 40 pages later after 2 days.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because technically this thing should be super old.
It does look really old.
Because I got it like 10 years ago.
It looks a couple hundred years old. Like this.
So I understand them not exactly being there, but that's why I'm trying to see is Archdruid Dref, who I would assume is also a green magic user. I feel like I can make that jump.
Yeah, I'd say that like there's a general discussion of like the hierarchies in terms of like the Archdruid being like the
dude,
the druid in charge, and
But
it
doesn't
might
have
even
any-
name the current Archdruid in the book.
I like the idea. It scratches itself out to keep on updating. It's like, and like it's halfway down the page, like actually interrupting other text, like just keep crossing itself out.
Yeah, I think you don't see Bruce necessarily.
It
I
probably
think
mentions
it's tough
how
for
it
you to
works.
know. I think it's tough for you to know if like you are learning a language or the book is decoding as you go, right? Or if the book is essentially writing itself as you encounter these things. Does that make sense?
No, I mean it's enough plot. It's enough usage as an item for me and the group to also continue forward. That's that's enough. It needs to be. I just didn't know how extensive because.
Yeah, there's probably not any like.
But it doesn't
Chris,
mention.
the
It
way it
doesn't
has
mention
worked in
anything
the
about
past-
Dref.
It does mention him as the current Archdruid.
Does it say anything about like? Does the I need to read this. I need to get like some item of comprehend languages. I don't know why I'm even playing with this.
Did you check the first page of the book? Because that's generally where they put the who wrote it and published it and things.
That person was.
The
It's gonna say
publication
Eustace
information?
Claude. It's gonna say Eustace Claude Bottom. Like no, and, like everything's backwards. All the people we've been visiting are actually bad people, and what's her face of the lake is really just a good person. It's just Pleasant
It hasn't
Hill.
had her coffee yet.
Yeah, we've caught her when she hasn't caught her coffee yet. Yeah, so I guess it mentions Dref as the most recent, but doesn't have any mention of like when it happened. It's not, and I'm not asking for a biography or bibliography. Biography, but like
make a history check.
I'm really trying. I'm really stretching with this.
Mhm.
I'm seeing how far
That's
you're gonna
fine.
let me push before you go. Jake, stop.
Oh,
I'm looking. I'm gonna give myself guidance because I'm thinking hard and I want my brain to explode. Critical, but I still only have a 0 in history, so 22.
Sure. So the reason you need a history check is because there's a date here, but it doesn't line up with like the common reckoning of dates.
Oh,
Because the common reckoning, it's the year 10 right now for you
yeah,
guys.
post the fireball.
Because a major like global event just happened. But based off like your knowledge of how that works, it looks like Draff became the Archdruid 292 years ago.
wow.
All right, NX. Quick question. When you become a druid, do you just figure out the thing of life and you guys can just live long periods of time? Because like I feel like I'm also asking this like, hey, does nature keep your skin real clean and good looking? Like, that kind of, or is it more a racial thing because
Or is it-
292 years is quite a long time?
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's
Um,
maybe she's born with it.
So he knows that you age less quickly as a druid. So the 18th level druid ability is Timeless Body, which
You don't
means that
stop it. You cease aging, right?
it's not that you cease,
Or it slows down.
It slows down. So for every 10 years that pass, you age 1 year. Additionally, you don't, like, your body doesn't change necessarily. You just grow to the point at which you would die, and then you don't look ancient. You look like old, I guess, but there's not like a decline of your bodily function in old age as a druid. You just like stop being fine.
It just depends on essentially when you reach Archdruid stage.
Right.
Because then you start slowing down significantly.
Yeah.
Because he could be 58, but really he's, or
You also-
500.
You also don't know what race he is. So like
Sure, I mean, I'm just using human years or even halfling years, but like you slow down and
Oh.
once you reach, it's like you reach at age 30 and you're 29 years later, you're only 59, but you realistically, you're 320 years old.
Yeah.
Like, we do not know the race. He old though. Maybe. My notes are wonderful tonight.
the other thing you find in the
That.
book is like a burial prayer.
Ooh.
Oh.
What does it say? Does it say
Yeah,
Yeah,
burial
can you
player?
read it to us?
I don't
Corey?
know. I don't know. You're reading it, Morty. So it's up to you.
Oh, jeez. Is it wait? Question: is it specific for?
It seems to be like a general burial prayer amongst the clergy of the Lady of the Wood.
Nice try, boy. I had this already prepared.
I'm pleased you did.
No, because we did this in the very early on in the game.
I think you did.
We
I
did.
don't remember.
So how we do it? Just so everyone, I'll say something. I'm gonna say something nice, and then we say something about them, one word apiece, that you either think or believe or remember them as, or a quality or a trait, and that's how we do it. And then I yell break. I don't yell break, actually. That would be very informal of a clergy process. But you know what? I feel like I'm the only cleric right now. So
who's gonna challenge you?
who's
on it?
gonna challenge me realistically? They don't even have a name. That's all right.
Sure.
For he who does not have a name, this wonderful goblin that has protected the forest as to the last breath against the struggles and hardships of fighting his own and his family, potentially his kin. we come here to celebrate your time that we unfortunately missed, but we'll still rejoice in and think about when we have the ability to potentially see you again. We'll smile and embrace you in open arms. Strong. I pass the stick. Or rock. I pass the rock to Spit.
Yeah. Defender. I pass the rock over to Dimitri.
To this one who has not been here, that we have never met, that we will hopefully meet. You are brave, so be brave in the afterlife.
And Enix takes the rock and he says, "Trusted." He puts the rock on the cairn. And you have successfully buried and mourned, I guess, celebrated the life of this goblin that died here in this hovel. There you go. Is there anything else you all would like to do before bed?
And I start taking apart that special wooden armor that Morty carried back with him.
Wait, I think we gotta. I gotta at least wait to bring back part of it so I can make half plate out of that.
Oh, I was gonna start taking it apart.
Unless he can do it.
I mean, he's got half a carpenter's proficiency. I don't know. It's a little bit. So ironwood is something you'd have to work with
for an extended period.
I like the idea that you're beating the crap out of it like you would metal. It's just like beating it like it doesn't break. It's just like literal metal, and that's how I imagine.
Yeah, so I think
ironwood
largely you would have to work with a blacksmith to like.
Maybe you could take out some other parts of it, like the smaller parts, not necessarily like the chest piece.
Yes.
Like break it down a little bit.
Right, but to understand like the functionality of half plate, you'd really have to talk to somebody who's trained in making half plate.
Can anyone in town do that?
Maybe. Like Siegfried is a pretty skilled blacksmith, but he doesn't like. He's not an journeyman for sure. Like he makes like horseshoes and nails and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, I was just thinking breaking it down or start to break it down to make it easier for transport instead of just having like these giant pieces of or these suits of armor. Just break it apart, stack it up so it's nice and pretty, float it on your shield.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me see here. I feel like there was something I wanted to do. So good.
Do we need to eat?
I give everybody good berries.
We eat real good.
I mean, you could also just make food. Like, you don't have to use good berries every day. I feel like that would be sad. Eventually, you'd just be like...
Sad berries. Do we have food we can make?
Yeah. I mean, you're a ranger. Like, you can find...
Oh, yeah. Like, you can just find stuff.
I mean, yeah, you have food.
Can I search for
Enix uses talk with animals to be able to attract them to come
here,
by.
whack.
Yeah, you. It's not hard to find.
Non-infected
food. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, there's not a lot of non-infected stuff around, but like, you know what to look for, and you're pretty sure you could cook it out. So,
I would
like here. You're like, oh, it's fine, and I'm like,
I would like to continue kind of examining my book
mm-hmm.
and go beyond the usage of the spell, more for the namesake versus what it actually does. I like to cast Beacon of Hope while next to, and I would say almost simultaneously while we were doing the prayer and the burial, just being like, hey, like, intent is, I know Beacon of Hope is not what you'd use that for, but it like the idea of the spell name doing beyond what it normally does, of like, we are going to cleanse this area and bring justice. I don't say justice, but we're going to bring back what's happening, back to the natural balance of the world. And, nature will resume as planned versus an unorderly existence that is happening currently.
Abomination.
Yeah.
So
It's just more of a flavor thing, not necessarily like.
Right. Can you repeat though what you're trying to do?
So like during our like, so it's only a minute of duration, but like during the prayer, saying our pieces about this person or this goblin that protected and did his best during that time period, I would like to have cast Beacon of Hope, just as like a symbolism that we are going to fix what's currently happening.
Sure.
I know that's not what Beacon of Hope does, but I like the namesake. I think it's
No, that's fine.
Fetching.
Make a nature check.
everything explodes. Why? I'm using another Benny.
Oh no!
It was a 2 originally, so now it's a 15.
Okay.
So I'll take that. This dice is about to get retired, and I just took it out last week.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do before bed?
No, I'm ready. I'm tapped out.
I feel like we're missing something that we should be doing before bed.
Do we want to keep watch?
We're in a sanctuary.
Yeah, but they could be all at the trash circle. Wait,
You know,
did any of the mushrooms follow us?
Oh, no.
Are they not following us, or are they just sitting back?
Make a perception check.
Can I do this with everybody else? I feel like we would have been watching together.
I can.
Like,
Yeah.
Somebody
I'll
else
give you-
do it. I mean,
I'll
I'm plus
do it.
7, but like,
Oh, go for it, Spit.
I'll do it.
have
give
advantage,
you-
have guidance, have
Yes,
all
I
the
give you
stuff.
advantage.
Okay.
Have all the things.
That is a natural 20 thanks to the advantage there. So that is a 30.
Yeah, you're pretty. It's not here. The mushrooms didn't come here.
It's
Perception
elsewhere.
doesn't give you like preternatural awareness, so you don't know like where it stopped or if it followed you at all. But it didn't seem to be following you when you left the fight, and it doesn't seem to be here now. So
Do I get a ping? If I do my
your
thing?
thing?
it's within a mile.
Yeah.
Of a lot
I
of
mean,
things.
We're
are
in a
wild.
forest.
There's probably something of that.
There's
description.
probably an undead around.
Like you are currently in a sanctuary blessed by a sylvan, like a celestial being. So yes, it pings. Like,
Hey guys, there's something around.
something. I'm not quite sure what.
Oh,
But you did bring up an interesting point, Brian. Can we get predator-like senses?
not.
Can that be a
without-
downtime activity where we get goggles that go, and they could just, that's what it does. That's what the sound they make.
Yeah, you could scry on it. You could cast scrying.
Yeah, but
And
then
scrying,
permanently.
the spell would let you see if there were if the mushrooms are reaching out to you.
But I want goggles that do that.
You could talk to Torg and see if he could do it for you.
It's
That
it's
sounds like a
actually just
wonderful
goggles
idea.
of like insane infrared where it just makes things and you're like, yeah, I've been seeing all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's faulty. I didn't. And he's like just upfront goes like, yeah, they're not what you
It's
think
not
they
good.
do.
It's just a goggle that fires out microwaves, so it just makes things warm.
Yeah.
I'm envisioning it's just a goggle with like a mushroom painted on the inside of the lens. You're like, oh, I see them. They're right there.
They're everywhere.
We're surrounded by mushrooms.
Just the one.
They're on your face.
Following us.
It's so fast. I turn my head and it's, oof.
There.
We should really just make Torg simply just joke items. We should just double down and be like, Torg, you just keep on making stuff, brother.
I'm interested to see what happens with all these arrows that I gave him, just to see.
Oh man. Yeah, I guess that's the end of the night because.
All right.
And yeah.
I feel like we missed the thing. Oh no.
No, we're
Wait,
good.
is there anything to attune with or like inspect?
Not for you guys.
Not for us, no.
What do you mean not?
Because it's
Enix has done
Enix's.
his thing.
Enix has
Yeah.
2 items that he could use.
Is there
Yeah,
anything
it's
on the
into
inside of my
the-
shield or any like writing on my shield?
Yeah, it says Torg.
Damn it.
Just across like all of it.
The R is backwards
Right.
and everything.
It's,
Yeah.
it's written in crayon.
It just says Torg. Torg made this. Actually, it probably says
in
Torg
in-
made this.
It's in a smiley face.
Right.
Like it covers up half the shield.
Yeah. It says, "Hey, you
Jesus.
guys, Torg made this."
Hey, you guys! I miss
Okay,
my
so-
horse.
Is this a full rest?
Yeah, you'll get a full long rest, full secured long rest.
Oh, so that means we get
All of your hit points
Everything back?
yeah.
including hit dice.
Yep.
Oh god, I love these.
I don't think I've
things.
ever used hit dice. So.
Join the group. I mean, I'm alone on that one. I've used a lot of hit dice.
I've probably used some, but I still have my.
Oh,
max
I
hit
wake
dice
up
right now.
rested and ready to use all my spells again.
All right.
Cracks all my knuckles. Guys, we got to fight outside. There's a death claw. You know.
Oh yeah,
Transcend
that's probably
games.
coming soon.
We have a transcending games kind of thing where Bethesda shows up and they just screw everything up. Unless you're
if they want to sponsor this stream, they're happy
Or
to throw monsters
the
in here.
Leaves of Vermont. That too.
The leaves here are not nearly as good as the leaves in Vermont. The leaves here are very tainted and sad. I'm given to understand Vermontian leaves are very nice.
Yeah. In
Oh,
the
I thought
water
we
of
took the
Michigan.
position that Vermont leaves suck.
Oh, and then the
That
Great
was
Lakes
my
of
that was my
Michigan.
opening position. Now I'm showing Vermont what great PR we can give them by offering.
I'm actually gonna reach out to them soon. The travel department of Vermont, where they're like, "Yeah, actually, we kind of are interested in supporting your stream. Not gonna lie, give us like $10 a month. You're gonna get this Pride sponsor right there.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. You could,
I
for
would-
just
I would-
$5
I would-
more, you could take it.
I would sell out for Leaves of Vermont. Honestly,
I only want to sell out for state tourism departments.
that would
I just want to
be
Tim Allen and
the best.
Campbell's Soup and Michigan tourism.
Oh my god.
We got, but the thing is like once we hit like state 20-ish or 15, you know the other ones would be like, yeah, we got to be on there
Yeah,
too, guys.
yeah.
And it's like, surely, but
By
you
the
know,
time we
slowly-
hit state 15, some other stream is going to steal our idea and start gunning
Yeah.
for other states.
we gotta send a blast email out, or
Yeah.
I'll mail merge it out. You know,
But
be
it-
like it's gonna go to the state board.
Once we hit 15, the first 30 minutes is us thanking all the
Right.
states.
I'll
Like
take
that.
sponsored by.
Sponsored by.
And
I'll do some credits at the end. It'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
No.
yeah.
Or like mid rolls.
Mid rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
While
like
we're on
old,
break.
just like old TV show from the 50s style mid rolls. Like,
Yeah, it's like some awful mid rolls.
Hey, big
Hey,
boy.
Mario, thank you so much.
Oh, now I really want this to happen, Jake. That's your job, is to get states on board with sponsoring our stream. At
I hope you
$10 a
understand that
month.
I'm going to make
Yeah,
this
please do.
happen. Like that's
The first state is $10 a month. It'll go up once you got to get in early to get the best deals. But if the Leaves of Vermont want to sponsor our stream, I'm all for
Oh man, I'm all about that. I am so excited.
it. Describe the scene. Is it a beautiful scene? It's beautiful, but it's not Leaves of Vermont beautiful. Have you seen the Leaves of Vermont?
The water clear like Michigan's.
Don't get me started about peeping in Vermont, man. Leaf peeping is where it's at. Which is apparently what going to Vermont to look at the leaves is called. I've actually done research on this. How weird is that?
Wow.
Oh man. And
All
this
right.
is why this stream.
This is why nothing happens on this stream. Anyway,
So in the morning,
yeah.
can we like look around the house and see like inventory what's around?
Mhm.
See if there's any food.
No. The food has been evaporated. It's been pushed to the trash line.
It's been
Right.
pushed to the
Yeah.
It was not
pushed to the
good
trash
food.
edges.
Yeah.
So it just all wet.
Yeah. It was
It-
not
it
good
found
food.
a-
It was very spoiled food.
It found a hole or a window to
Mhm.
go out, so it's not just like plastic.
Look,
on the
it's
walls on the
magic and it's
inside.
god power. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it does
Yeah.
what it wants. Like, it doesn't have to obey the laws of physics. It's a fucking. It's a deity.
It's a deity, yeah.
It's a
Okay.
fun and
Okay.
deity.
The deity,
A deity. Anyway,
fun deity. Anyway,
a fun,
Um,
a fungin.
dungeon. It's a fun dungeon.
Disembodied voice. I'm more so thinking of 3.5, where just when stuff happens and it's like you cast a spell with the winter thing and like all the what is it, that really bad thing where you can kill half a town with like never mind. I only imagine
He's talking about the weird exploits because there were too many rules in 3.5.
I'm
So
only
there were
imagining
clearly people that wanted to abuse them and created things like the peasant railgun. Anyway.
Well, all I'm imagining is what happened with the food is it hit the outside wall really, really fast, so it kind of ignored the laws of physics and just
Yeah. It's like the Flash. It
Phase
vibrated.
through.
it vibrated through existence,
Yeah.
and then everything that happened, if you were in its way, you were dead.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Anyway. It's
Anyway.
morning. You
Morning.
have, during your inventory, you...
Found a railgun.
Of peasants.
Man,
Res-
what
17.
What are you looking for, Dimitri?
So looking around the house, just seeing, just like what am I looking for?
I don't know.
I'm looking to see if there's like,
17 peasants and a brick.
no 17 peasants in a brick. I'm looking for like either tool implements or say like vials, bottles, anything of that, so I can start collecting more of this dangerous resin. I mean, not
You
collecting
do
the
see
dangerous
some
resin.
like gourd containers.
Ooh.
There's like 3 or 4 kind of dried out, like squash shaped containers that could be used as some sort of like vessel.
And there's nothing inside of them.
They're empty though. Yeah. It's tough to know if they were empty before everything got pushed to the trash line or if it was after. But you see some like gourd containers. You see a couple of like baskets. You see a couple of baskets that are they're like wicker, but they're like cages, clearly for like trapping small animals and things. You kind of like lift the secret compartment to like the cellar, and the cellar is much deeper than it was before. And you kind of like take a peek, and it looks like there's like a whole other room in the cellar that wasn't there before.
Let's go.
Was it? Am I allowed asking, or is that still on him?
Is it because of when everything
Trash-
got pushed
trash
to the
compacted.
poop wall?
Did
it clear that
you
out?
You get that that's when it happened, but you're not sure like what has happened.
Spit, can you drop some lights down there?
I'm just gonna.
I drop some lights.
I'll just cast the light at a wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is a large room.
It's below us, or was?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
underneath. So like where the dry cellar was,
okay?
Yeah.
there's like a ladder that goes down, and it opens up into a large room now.
Which was potentially just full of garbage or detritus or whatever.
Or
You look down there. There was
otherwise.
not a room down there before. This is new.
What is this?
Ooh.
Is Big Mar here?
No.
He might be. Oh.
Big Mar, you
Alright.
see another Big Mar statue just pointing at us, and it's like, what's
Exactly.
happening?
We
Okay.
just got cured. I'll climb down.
You look around and
Stressing me out.
Hmm?
This is stressing me out. Big Mar is
Oh,
just causing all
no.
kinds of stuff.
you see 2 large like corridors that lead
The
kind of to nothing. Like they're long hallways that just kind of stop. And you get the
Like-
idea that like something has started here that isn't finished.
So, I scamper down after Dimitri, and it looks safe, right?
Yeah, there doesn't
Right.
appear to be any hazards. You're just in
Um,
like a 20 by 20 room with 2 like 10-foot corridors that branch off of it.
taking a look at, because we came in from that one secret entrance by the latrine and whatnot, and I was kind of navigating around with the group based on like, my previous experience with Dragon and Cobalt tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
So based on the nature of the room and these extra corridors that were going out there, do I get a better sense of what these would have been for? Because right now, this is feeling very like bomb shelter to me, but I'm not sure if that's the correct.
You searched this building thoroughly.
Yeah.
These corridors and this room were not here before.
Huh.
So this was not a thing the goblins did. This is a result of a miraculous thing occurring.
Okay, all right. So it occurred but we did not check after that.
Correct.
It happened post our check.
When I was like emitting glowing from
Right.
my eyes and it hurt my insides. Interesting. Are the walls decorated in any way, or is it just dirt?
You start to see like root structures build like almost like retaining walls for the dirt. And kind of like make a perception check.
26.
You kind of like shove the roots a little bit, and it looks like you see a plate that says "The Way of Last Resort."
The way of last resort.
Literally a bomb shelter.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like in the middle between like the two corridors.
Can I go towards? I'm gonna choose to walk down. Can I? I'm gonna pick up a rock. I assume there are rocks on the ground. Yes.
Wait,
We're
you said
under now?
it was a place of last resort? Is that what it
The
said?
Way of Last Resort.
The
So-
way
This
of
looks like
last-
maybe a secret door, but like you don't
Yeah.
get the feeling that it opens up into anything.
Yeah.
Like
So-
it looks like a secret, like a preemptive secret door, because the structure has not finished like being created yet, but this looks like some sort of way to whatever will end up being in this structure at a later time.
Oh. Okay.
Like we should have
I still
someone
wanna-
spend some more bennies to make another miraculous thing happen, and we have a bomb shelter.
Morty, what if you go to the undead place?
Oh shit! That is a good idea. Do you want me? To...
We'll wake
Well,
you
no.
up.
Wait. What did you Spit? What did you want to do with your rock first?
Yeah.
before we do
So
some
he's
stuff?
probably not going to pan out now that I know a little bit
No,
more
no.
information. But
Keep going.
So Dimitri, go
Yes.
in this hallway, and I'll go into the other hallway. I've got this rock here.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna stand
go
outside.
Go as far as you can into the hallway, because it ends kind of abruptly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to. So I asked him, like, Dimitri, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait,
Alright,
does
so-
Hey,
the
Brian, I'm
hallway
gonna be at like
end?
the V, I guess, where that
Kinda,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I put the rock in my slingshot and I fire it directly at the wall that's in front of me of the unfinished hallway. Does the rock go through it?
So you pull back your slingshot, you take careful aim,
I yell.
and you breathe in.
Like I've got my one eye winked and the other eye wide. I'm ready
You breathe
for it.
out, and you breathe in, and you breathe out, and you breathe in, and this time as you breathe out, you release your slingshot for perfect
Yeah.
aim, and the pebble, the bullet of your slingshot, collides against the dirt wall and falls to the ground at your feet.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say we'll find out next week, and I was like, no.
I touched
Okay.
the wall.
Yep. Okay. Now that I know that that's actually like a
Yeah,
dirt wall,
it's a
it's
wall.
definitely
Wait,
not like.
did I totally see that happen and just go
Yeah.
like the much needed anticipation? I was like,
I wasn't sure if this place was going to
Like,
lead us to a different plane or anything like that. So, but
Well,
you're going to check out a
somebody,
different plane now.
yeah, somebody could go to a different plane.
I mean, if you guys want me to do that, I mean, we could have done a. I mean, not could have, I guess. I mean, we can do that, I guess. I don't know. It sucks. Doing this blows.
I mean, you
But
don't
like, this
have
is the
to if you don't
safest
think
spot
it's
to
the
do
right.
it in, though,
It is pretty safe, actually.
because
Yeah.
my book recharged almost when I was done with this. So
Oh.
I remember that was like it felt almost energized, right, Brian? It was like it was energized
Mhm.
after this event. So either there's a bunch of Krabby Boys going like, and then there's probably like 7 guys with big purple maws going like, that's the sound they make.
Uh-huh.
And I say that's what the sound they make. So you hear that noise. It's either crabs or
Or mom.
Maws. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you be prepared for a crab battle.
I don't want to be prepared, but I'm just letting you guys know that a crab battle could happen. And I do have a secret suitor somewhere. Well, that's on a different plane of existence, not necessarily the one that. Wait, do I know that?
What?
So when I banished Dimitri,
Mhm.
that's not the same plane of existence as the Shadow plane. Okay.
It's a plane of existence.
I mean, you don't know because he was unconscious,
Oh.
so he wasn't awake enough to describe it to you.
But I would assume it's not.
It potentially could be because it's random.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
random.
among
So
your infinite
it could have
possibilities.
been the Shadowfell, but it also could have just not been the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
It could have been the City of Brass.
But he was
That-
asleep.
I mean,
I mean,
therefore
no,
never-
City of
that's a
City
very
of
copy-written
City of
material.
Grass.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
City of Grass. It could have been the City of Grass.
okay. I look at my friends and say, "Hey, Spit, Dimitri,
Yeah?
what do you think I should do? I'm lost. I don't know if that's the right move. I will do that without hesitation if you think that's the right thing to do, but I want to make sure before I go." And like I do that kind of like in person, like do you guys want me to do that? I can do that, but I need y'all's okay because time is super different there.
We don't know. It might actually be a safe place here. There might be just a bright light in a aura that protects you. You might see the blink dogs. Take the bone.
I'll take the bone with confidence and determination.
Okay.
There it is.
Enix, we need to borrow the bone.
I have the phone.
I'll give it back to you after. We all got to get something like this, and I say that with, as I guess I gentle repose
Oh,
myself
yeah.
as a ritual.
You,
So like
You mean as
gentle
you feign
repose.
death?
you feign death.
a feigned death, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
Gentle repose will keep your fleshy bits fresh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I feigned death. Yeah. Yeah, I feigned death.
Yeah, so you...
And I ritually cast gentle repose on myself too.
Okay. You kind of like shimmer through reality
I
to...
don't like that already.
You find yourself in this like... pretty like... It looks like a watchtower
So cool.
made of like a dim green light.
So I'm in this
Ooh.
watchtower, or I appear in front of.
You are in it. And you kind of look around and you see you are clearly in the Shadowfell, but seemingly you have created some sort of like brief point of respite. You're not sure how permanent it is, because it's not like a grand citadel of protection or anything. It's like a small watchtower probably about the size of the one where you killed a dragon. Right.
Got
so it's
it.
not
I
very
was going to
large.
ask for comparable ones.
And you kind of like quiet yourself in your breathing to listen, and you hear the telltale like clacking of those crab monsters, those crab beasts. And the like you see the dim edge of the light around this tower about 20 feet away from the tower itself, and you see like these clacky crab monsters approaching kind of from all directions,
Which is expected, right?
right. And then you see some like not like the big purple maw creatures, but you see
Just
some like
big creatures.
larger creatures coming to like investigate, and it starts to like unnerve you a little bit. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for fear.
No, not fear. Is it a frightening effect?
It is a frightening effect.
Yes! Let's go!
Yeah,
I get
Do you
advantage
get
on
bonuses
those.
for that?
Oh, it's an 18, 19 plus 7, so 25 or 26. 26.
Yeah, you like start to like kind of
Then
like
I
get a little
flex.
uncomfortable, and then you're like, no, I'm protected. I am safe. And like right as that thought occurs to you, you see this big pulse of green light go from dim to bright in a 50-foot radius around the tower. And when
The
it
poop just
subsides,
goes-
you just see like a field of dead little crab monsters.
Is it little or are they large?
They're like the size of dogs, like large
That's
dogs, like the size of
horrifying.
wolves. Yeah, you see these crab monsters. They've just
It's like the king crabs that are underneath those lakes that are like just like.
yeah, the life has been like shunted out of them.
Is there
and you
any
see-
other creatures
Yeah,
like the
so
big
some of
things?
these big creatures, they're like large. I guess the size of like large bears, but they have like weird kind of like a shimmer to like a
Are
a
they
shadowy aspect to them.
Displacer beasts.
Maybe it's tough to know.
I mean,
what
is that
isn't
as
a
close to
displacer
what
beast here? Like, I mean,
Haven't
they
we
don't
encountered
appear to
them?
be. You encountered like
We counted them
you
in the
encountered
caverns.
like dogs that were seemingly like
tentacles.
imitations of blink dogs.
I thought we encountered
Yeah, they
actual
had
displacer
tentacles.
beasts.
Yeah, they were like dog shaped, not cat shaped though.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they were clearly like imitations,
Fakes.
like shadows of
It's like imitation
blink
crab
dogs.
meat.
Yeah, imitation crab meat's delicious. I don't know what you're talking about. But you see this like field of lifeless crab monsters and the occasional.
Do I see the color of them? Are they the shadow colored or
Everything
like...
looks green because you are seeing them through green light.
That's valid.
Are they
yeah.
holding like a form? Are they almost like an? Are they
No. They are holding a form. They are
holding a
clacky,
form.
clacky crab monsters. Yes.
okay? It wasn't like just like the shadow of a clacky crab
No.
monster.
It was.
It's
These
an
are actual
actual.
physical creatures that exist on the Shadowfell.
Can I try to do something?
You can try to do anything.
Extend the worth of a spell, but I feel like I'm using a spell slot appropriately here. I would like to use the hold person spell.
Mhm.
In the extent of more so I want to grab one of those monsters and bring it to me. But I'm understanding I'm using it outside the band of what it's usable for, but I'm also sacrificing a second level spell slot.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that that wouldn't work because these are not.
It's not humanoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you had a hold monster spell, it might.
I don't have a 5th level
Right.
spell slot, so I mean
like that's the limitation of being 8th level, right? Like,
what can I do? Because I want one of those things, but I'm on top of a tower, and I don't know when I'm going back. Wait, I'm not on top. I'm in the tower.
you are in the
You-
tower.
You oh, you're right. You brought the bone with you, right?
I did bring the bone with me too.
Play fetch with the blink dogs.
I mean,
I'm gonna do it. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna throw up one of the. I'm gonna go like, and like, but I'm not gonna eat it super far because I feel like I'm in that weird spot of like they're probably coming back. Well, what is that ring doing? Is it gone or is it still holding?
It pulsed and it's gone now.
So now things are coming back in, right?
Yeah, so like there's like creatures like edging up to.
Oh shit!
oh,
I mean, it looks like you have maybe 20 seconds before they get back to the.
No, I'm not
Edge of
gonna.
the
I'm not. No, I'm not gonna play that game. No, that's
Don't
not worth
run
it.
for it,
No,
yeah.
it's not worth it. I'm taking a mental screen capture of what those look like. I know that's kind of similar. You know, it's green imbued, but I'm like making an extra note, like if I've got my book, to write it down. You know, kind of like put it in my head, like what's there, and how far do I see the forest as well? Like, is the forest there, or is it like a barren land?
It's pretty barren.
Is there staircase up to the top?
Of the tower, yeah.
Yes, I'd like to go to the top.
Okay.
How tall is it? You said 50 feet? No, that was the pulse.
That was the
How?
pulse. It's about 40 feet high.
I'd like to like just get my well. I guess until I figure out what pulls me out. There's two things I want to do. I want to check out the burial site first. If there's anything going on there. I'll say that. I'll start there. The burial site, what's happening there? It's within our 20-foot radius. Is there like an extra special glowy bee pit? Is the goblin actually still here?
The goblin is not there. Presumably, like the.
I'm looking for his
passed,
spirit almost.
Right? Like his spirit either went where it was going or was consumed by clacky crab monsters or.
oh
whatever.
no.
You're not sure
Oh,
where he went. You do see in his where you buried him. You see like a marker. Within like the brightest part, like, and it seems to be it and the beacon on top of the tower are the brightest parts of this like tower.
Do I know why? Or can I do like a check to know why?
Make a religion check.
I give myself guidance.
Yeah.
Okay. I know there's a lot going on, so that's why I asked. 17, 18, 21.
Yeah, seemingly like the thing that created this tower is you, right? Like you created
Sure.
this tower when you.
I guess why is more what I'm looking for.
Why was the tower created, or why is his body blinky, or what?
Body.
The site. You look on the marker and you see a vaguely familiar kind of like icon that you can't really place until you start to page through your book. And this is the icon that identifies vaults on the material plane. And you find that out because you see the icon on like the heading of the page. And
Okay.
there's now a section you can read on how vaults are created.
I would like to read that when I'm back.
Mhm.
I think that's probably more important when we're back. I'm back in person.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, vault, slam, and then I go back up the staircase, like, because there's one thing I want to check. There's a couple things I want to look for.
Mhm.
And I say to him like, thanks so much. You're a really great person. You're a really awesome person. And like, strong. And then like, I reiterate what you guys said. I'm like, gotta go by. And then I'll see you soon. And then like I run up the stairs. We are miles away from the tree where the dogs were.
Yeah,
Miles.
way far away.
Yeah. You're like
But
weeks away.
but I was dumb and I cast daylight there.
Mhm.
because Jake forgot that's not a cleric spell,
Mhm.
but it felt good.
Yep.
Do I see anything in the area? I'm looking kind of like in directions to see beyond pitch. Is it pitch black?
It's really dark.
Or is it like black purple, like that
It's
weird
like black
dark,
purple,
dark, dark?
but it's super dark. Like you.
So I could if I look up in the sky, is like the sky still normal?
No,
Like, is there
it's
stars,
like a
or-
vaguely gray, like a gray kind of
Is there
depressing
anything-
waste.
Is there anything of note in the sky?
I don't think so.
It's Tor going. Here's some more magic items.
Yes, some more magic items.
I have made just for you. Here's a guiding bolt. So I guess I'm looking across the like landscape for two things: any sources of light,
Mhm.
purple maws.
Mhm.
F that. And actually, a third thing: I'm looking to see if there's any in the way of Bell.
Mhm.
Or anything in direct, like if there's anything flying, because if there's a gray backscape, I would assume there's like I could see kind of similar to how we saw that really
Shadows.
big like
Yeah.
overcast. Like I'm looking for huge
silhouette.
shadows in the sky.
Yeah. Make a perception check.
Please God, please, Force Mother, please, Lady of the Woods, give me strength. I'm using a Benny. 2 doesn't do it. 18.
So in the direction of Bell, you see I think you just see like a black citadel.
Like the a bigger version of what I have, but black.
Yeah. And it's huge. But it's like
Bell
it's like-
size.
it's like there's like a gray light kind of barely
Yeah.
pulsing from it. But it's like you see like this black, almost like tendrils of shadow, kind of like grass, like grappling around the gray citadel, right? And so like there's this like faint gray light that's trying to like emit, but it's being overwhelmed by shadow. In the direction of where you cast daylight is probably too far away for you to.
I guess I'm just
see
looking
in the
for like
dark.
major, even like I'm just looking for like if there's any other beacons / bastions /
Yeah.
anything.
I'm getting there. Yep. To the southeast, you see a citadel or a tower pretty similar to yours, but it's larger, and
Weird
seems
flex.
like it is more, I guess, established. And it is emitting a faint green light that also is being like contained by these shadow tendrils. And it looks like there's not a lot of time to solve that. Like that light will be
Gone
undone
soon.
soon.
How far away is that, give or take?
It's
Like
tough to
hex
know.
wise.
It's tough to know in this like unfamiliar plane, but presumably less than a day away.
If I said, "Hey, that's where it's at," though, like the direction, would I now be able to like identify, like, "Hey, that's the direction we need to head in"?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Any other things? Anything overwhelmingly dark?
I mean, like past your line of vision, everything is very dark, right? Like, you do see like an occasional like burst of purple flame in the distance, not close enough to be of major concern to you, but you recognize that there are several of those purple moths. It's not one.
Okay. On that, dang, I really want to do something stupid here too. Really dumb. I want to say I wish I had like a flare gun almost. Just to see like, hey, like I see you, we're headed to you, but like I can't put that in like Skywrite. Why don't I have Skywrites? Ugh. I think that's mostly it. I don't know if any more info is really wanted at this point because we now know where we need to go, or at least I want to go. And you said it was southwest. Well, southeast. Yeah. But southwest is the route we went down and kind of blew up. Right?
Oh, I guess based off where you are now, it's almost like due south.
Yeah, so it's like in between them. You would believe it. So it goes like this, right? Kind of like a diamond.
Yeah.
So it's toward the loud noise that we heard.
The gross moan. That's what it was? It's pretty much headed towards, right? The moan.
You would guess, yeah.
I guess I can keep asking you questions until that time's up when somebody wants to wake me up and get me the hell out of here. But
zoom out to me and Spit. We're just looking at each other, going,
"Should we draw penises on his face yet?"
You're looking at each other like, "Should we wake him now?" No, not yet. What about now?
No,
not now.
And now?
Wait, let's roll a die. Don't you have some dice?
I actually have one more question to ask. Does the poop circle exist in this spot too? Saint Detritus.
There's not detritus there, but you recognize that faint green light as the same radius of the trash circle.
I don't care about that. I'm asking about is there trash around it too as well? Damn.
But I was gonna ask, at any point of us unsuspectingly watch Morty, was there an intense shoving of things an additional 30 feet at any point in time?
Ooh.
Were you looking for an intense shoving of things an additional 30 feet?
We would have, for example, heard...
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have, for example, heard...
Yeah, I think there probably was. I think you heard a bunch of stuff like shifting around and got nervous that somebody was like attacking. And then you looked and all of that like debris was in an extra 30 feet out.
Would one say that we also heard like a massive tidal wave of poop as if it were forcibly moved out of a pit?
No. No, that's not a thing that happened.
Whoosh! Oh, I do. Wait, I do have something more I want to do. One more thing.
Okay.
I'd like to go downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to make my way down this green energy staircase and go underground.
As you like step on each step, it lights up a little bit.
Does it play music?
Does it make a little piano sound?
Yeah, that's literally what I was going for.
No, it's super dissatisfying. The vault, there's no like vault here.
No. What I was looking for is the same layout.
There's no underground here.
What the fuck? Is that... Oh, bites, I'm confused. Is there no is it like the creation mode in Minecraft where it's like you have like two levels?
You've
of,
opted
like, dirt?
not to read the section of the book. Like
I start to poke Morty.
I start aggressively opening the things, and I hope no one's in my way.
You like page through the book, and you finally see that sigil, that insignia again, and it says vaults. And then the next thing you see is Dimitri, like right in your face, like Morty.
No.
Morty, are you okay?
Morty, are you okay? Your book's doing a thing.
Yeah,
Your book's doing a thing.
Did I make enough of an impact to get the poop out of that hole?
No.
And that's the only thing I ask.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I say,
what you find?
We need to move. There is something that moaning noise is killing, is trying to take over a cooler town. You guys need to see it. Maybe we'll take some summer vacations, and my summer vacation will be like 10 minutes, because that's a lot of time down there. But let me tell you, we got some cool stuff in there. We got some gross crabby things, and I opened up my book to see if if the drawing actually made it in there.
Is there at least a section on the vault so we could read it out here?
Yeah.
That's so interesting, because I want to figure out a way so I can write stuff in the book and they can read it while I'm in there. Like, hey, get me out. But that's a different story. We got to work on that, guys. Like a walkie-talkie to the Shadowfell. So first and foremost, horrible crab monsters. I wanted to get one, but I didn't want to kill the dogs. I was worried. Maybe next time. Second, vaults don't exist in the Shadowfell. However, and then that's part 2. Part 3, there is the moaning noise. We need to deal with it because there's some shadow tentacly boys that are A on Bell, B on a place that we haven't gone to yet, but is clearly a bastion of something of goodness, greatness that is very similar to the thing we have here. That huge going out noise, don't know what that's about. All I know is that we did something good. This is a vault here, I think, if I understood that right. If not, well,
what does your book say about vaults?
Well, that's point 2. Haven't gotten to point 2 yet. We're on point 4 now. Point 4. What was I gonna say? Point 4. There's bigger things out there that can breathe fire, purple fire, scary. Point 5. There was I wish I had somebody else with me so I could play Piano Staircase down. Maybe we can figure that out in the near future. Back to point 2. What does the vault say?
Right. So the book talks about vaults being they can be created once every 100 years. They take place only on the material plane. They are used to store powerful items as a way to keep them out of the hands of unworthy. They are known to be kind of the most devious of Fey traps involved sometimes. Typically, druids have the ability to kind of bypass a lot of that if they are well trained and well accepted druids. You
Is
get
that
the
the
idea
age thing that
elves would not
happened?
be. What's up?
That's the age thing, how 4 people went in and 3 people came out, kind of thing. I think that was the example you used.
Oh,
How somebody had to give up age or life or something.
Yeah, so that is, you get the idea that that is
A test or something.
It's never been.
Is that
describing
what
it
would
as a
be,
test.
that's would be inclusive.
That would be in line with the most devious of it's contracts with Fae at that point, right? So it's not something that can be undone.
Clerical work.
It's something that you opt to do if you need to, and it is a permanent thing that happens.
Okay.
So.
And you said, what about Enix? He wasn't there
he's
quite
not
yet.
of the stature in druidness to have clout enough to bypass.
Does the book mention anything about? So that said hey, Vault 101. Oh, that's it. Wait, no, 102 because I can't. 101's a Bethesda thing now.
102.
But 102 is it 10?
So the most known
404.
The most notable vault is the Vault of Autumn, because it played a major role in the last big war.
Yeah.
You look through and it looks like there is a vault in this forest called the Iron Vault.
Didn't we know about that?
Probably
from Clamor.
Yeah. So now we have something that says the Way of Last Resort.
Mhm.
but there's also, if I'm understanding this correctly, Brian, like what you're trying to get to us, I guess is, I know it's mostly interpretation, but there is a symbol of the vault here.
Of a vault here.
A vault, not the Ironwood vault, but a
No.
small.
You have not found an entrance to the Iron Vault.
No,
You
no,
have
no.
created another vault.
We created another vault.
Yes. Well, it is in the process
It's like
of
a
being
bomb
created.
shelter. Yeah.
So the next question I have to ask is there anything regarding, I don't know if time travel is the right word, but like if we've started the beginning of a vault because something miraculous happened, I feel like this is outside the pure view of the question I'm gonna ask, but it's like, does that mean like somebody else is gonna come and build it? This is the proper site for a vault, or is it now that we are the ones responsible for building the vault? Because I don't quite get how.
Sure. So the vault is gonna build itself. Like it will dig itself.
And are
out.
we the people that now are responsible for said vault?
Unless you assign someone else to be. Typically, like there has to be some kind of Fey spirit involved
Like
here.
a curator.
So
almost.
like Fey spirits are typically curators of these vaults.
Yeah.
Or maintain them. So presumably you could track one down to take that responsibility up.
Like Clamor.
I mean, if you want him not to have the other responsibility he currently has.
Right.
He might have
Which
some good
is
friends.
eventually going to be a thing because we know that we want the dragon to not be replaced.
I'd actually prefer Clamor actually to travel with us and have fun with us, but that's just me.
That's true.
There
I
might
think
be
he'd
a
have
steed.
a massive kick. Clyde!
You trust Clyde to stay alive long enough to maintain this vault?
No, but the thing is that if no one can get it except for what's in Clyde's mind, it's like
That's
Clyde's
not how
gonna
they
tell you.
work. So the vaults are not like they're not impenetrable. They're just dangerous. Like
Yeah, I'd want Clyde's dangerousness surrounding that vault. Like a bunch of just bamboo, like punji sticks just falling on people.
I don't think it'll be that easy.
How about 10 punji sticks?
No.
So we have now become the creators of a vault.
Right.
Son of a bitch.
So presumably so vaults have like a depository where you put things and then they like the vault puts them in the protected spot in the vault.
Mhm.
So you don't have to navigate the vault once it's dug out. You just like put it in like the night deposit box and the vault takes care
We can
of
travel
getting-
through it though.
No. Like not necessarily.
Vault is one way.
Yeah. Like the vault is it you have
But we have the
created a vault.
answers. We have I mean, like if we wanted to exist in this, we could figure it out and like.
Sure,
yeah.
like if you assign
It's our
the
vault.
Fey spirit, it's not your vault, it's a vault you created.
But
That's
we
not how
okay.
vaults work. Like
See, that's why I'm asking these questions for this
Yeah.
exact reason.
so like it's not like a thing you have
Do you know,
control
this
over
is-
beyond like you can put what you want into it to like stash, but it doesn't necessarily like
It's not a
mean that
withdrawal.
you-
It's not a
yeah,
bank system.
Right.
No, it's just
an
keep
item
in there.
that you don't think anyone should have. I'm gonna put this here. It's too dangerous. See ya.
So I want to be very clear with everybody. I don't like this. Because I'm pretty certain this is immediately how you become a bad guy. If I remember a post via the Facebooks, it's like, I'm tired of adventurers showing up and taking my crap, so I kill some adventurers and I level up. And then eventually they realize, oh, I'm killing adventurers, now I'm a bad guy. And I continue leveling up, and then I become Asarak. That's pretty much the stage of situations happening here. I'd like to keep almost a don't go in, there's nothing in here line. And if they go in, that's on them then.
You can
Or-
put nothing in the vault. That is up to
That's
you.
that's
It's not even
exactly my
finished yet.
concern,
It's not
actually.
finished yet. Like you don't.
That's-
it's a non-issue for a while.
This is immediately my concern because we don't know what kind of idiot adventurers show up who are trying to make a horse appear.
I think what Brian's trying to potentially.
No, I'm
tease
just
up-
being a jerk off now
Oh,
at this
okay.
point. No, but I actually do believe that this is like one of those things where like it's gonna appear and then someone's gonna die and it's be our fault because we did something and we left behind a fingerprint somewhere and they're like, oh, it's these adventurers, and then we're just gonna go kill them and become bad guys, and this becomes immediately a bad command, and we're gonna be employed by Eustace Cloudbottom, and Eustace Cloudbottom's gonna do something stupid and we're actually gonna kill Eustace Cloudbottom. We're gonna come to the actual big evil. And
Jake, you have like serious anxiety issues, don't you?
Oh,
Do you see this thing on my
no!
face? Do you see this thing that I've had surgically removed? I mean, like, anxiety. I don't know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. Like,
Yeah, maybe all of those things I guess could happen, but probably not.
Brian's like,
like-
I need to rewatch this. Jake has got some good ideas. Gonna make this thing the worst thing of their nightmare. We're gonna have a fungus bomb that happens here.
I don't know. You have begun to start the creation of a vault. That's the long and short.
In terms of vault building, and looking back at my book, I would assume there's some kind of like, hey, they exist because green energy, bastion of green energy exists. I would imagine that's kind of like the catalyst.
The notion is nature protects, right? And sometimes
So,
protection means
Did it say anything like,
hiding
hey, it
away.
takes about this much time to build?
no, because they all. It depends on
Sure.
the size of the vault and like the power of the vault. Like it depends on how strong the vault will become.
I look back at Archer Dreff. Is there any more info about him and his vault?
Yeah, he protects the vault of autumn.
I keep looking at the Vault of Autumn. Is there any time frame of the Vault of Autumn?
It took millennia to create.
I go back, or is there? I look Ocean 11. I keep looking. Is there more info about the Vault of Autumn?
No.
No. I slam the book shut and go, here you go, and I hand it to somebody else.
Is there a recipe for cookies?
Ooh, I look at the appendix and look at.
You do see an entry for recipes, and it takes you to a page that you haven't decoded yet.
Damn it!
I knew that was coming.
I'm switching to Warlocks real soon. Just the sheer frustration of you're like, hey Jake, what was your rationale for multi-classing? And it's like he's so frustrated he's popping blood vessels in his forehead that he can't.
I
read
like the
any of
notion
this.
that you think Fey spirits are going to be less withholding than a deity, but that's fine.
I mean, comprehend languages and just being able to read all languages is something that either is going to cause more blood vessels popping or I don't know.
So do you want to hang out in this sanctuary for another 3 episodes, or did you want to try to save this other location that seems to be on the verge of collapse?
So
Right.
I do have a question, Brian. Is there anything as Jake, not necessarily as the player Morty, that you would say that needs to get explored in this area? I know that's a weird out of body thing, but is there anything for us that we might have missed that you would point us to that could help us out?
Anything that you would have missed that I want to point you to? No.
Yeah, I mean, like in
I
terms
wouldn't
of like,
dream of pointing you in a direction.
I mean, you've got a book that you've got a book anyway to do that with. But like, is there anything that you believe could have been interest that we might have missed or didn't explore? Not necessarily like, oh, that there's other things out there, but like, I am interested in hearing about that from you. Like, is there anything we could have done not necessarily differently, but like, hey, we haven't checked this out. There's other areas of interest.
Not currently. So some of that stuff might open up once the forest is no longer about to fall to shadow. But currently, like, the most pressing thing you guys understand to be this other,
Going south.
the Iron Vault, essentially. Like, you have placed enough to realize that the Iron Vault is in danger.
Okay, that
We-
was what I was really getting at. I just want to make sure, like,
Yeah, we basically we have a beacon, we have a direction. We're going south, and we will be traveling that way. I guess. Is there anything we
Head
need to
south.
leave behind? Yeah, I guess
well,
we
I don't think we have anything to leave behind because all our carts at the camp.
Oh yeah, it's at the Lumberjill camp. My wolves are somewhere, and I have no idea. They're
The
just
wolves are with
hanging
you
out.
if you want them.
I think they're just existing with you.
Yeah.
Oh, they just exist with me.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see them go crazy with the dogs. I want to see them have a good time with the dogs.
Oh, the blink dogs.
Yeah, I hand somebody the bone back, and I hand somebody the bone back, and I'm like, Spit, I don't know if this is
It's
yours, or you
NX's
took it from somebody
bone.
else, or NX's bone. I
It's
really don't
his
give a
bone.
I don't know whose bone it is. At this point, I don't really care, but I'm like, I really appreciate having this in the Shadowfell. It made me feel much safer and confident with what I was going to do. But they're still important to me, and they're still spirits that I do not want to put at risk while in the Shadowfell.
Mhm.
Because I don't know what permanence looks like there.
And then we'll start to make our ways. Or what time of day is it now? After Morty's done his thing.
I thought
Are we
it's
still?
only 10
morning?
minutes. Like,
Yeah.
it was only, I wasn't only
Still pretty
there for a
early.
little while.
Still pretty early.
Uh,
Let's make our way.
let's have
Start
breakfast
going.
and then head south.
Cool. You guys do so. You head south after breakfast. You follow this like path of no goodness, right? This path
Least
Yeah.
resistance of the no goodness.
of badness. And it takes about 3 hours, and you kind of breach a tree line in this path, and you find yourselves in a clearing that has a couple of interesting aspects. There's
Was
these,
this
like-
past? How far past were we from the fight we had with the goblins?
so that was
Well,
to the
that was out-
southeast.
Yeah.
Oh, southwest.
This is straight south, or that was to the southwest. This is straight south.
Okay,
Um,
so we passed that though.
you are south of that. You didn't.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So we
past
like went.
that
Yeah, we went like
location, but
in
you
terms
were-
of like like where we we
Yeah,
went
yeah,
past
yeah.
that. Okay, okay, okay.
You see all of the veins of this corruption kind
Oh.
of centered on this shadowy energy in the middle that is kind of reaching up in tendrils that look like kind of like willow tree
Like weeping willow?
but instead of like falling, they're going up, and there's like they're like tying into like a knot at the
Oh.
top.
Gross.
Stay away from it. Can we? Interesting. Okay. Obviously, there's bad stuff around, so I'm not going to try and ping it.
What else do we see?
You see like a kind of a
Like
rock
little
cairn that seems to have a staircase inside.
Going down.
Going down, yes. It's not a huge rock cairn. It's about maybe the size of like a shed, like a small shed. But once you like get past it, clearly it goes down, down, down.
Does NX have any fears or warnings about this weird-looking tree?
He's curious.
The cast detect magic.
Within 30 feet. I mean, there's like necrotic magic in like the veins of corruption. If you get close to like the
Whoa! Let's not jump the gun
right.
before a combat starts on distance here. Let's not push this right a little quick yet. But there's like this mist almost too.
No, it's like tendrils of shadow energy that are like an upside down weeping willow.
So it's going like
Yes, into like a dome shape. And
oh
it
into
looks like,
into a dome.
yeah,
Okay.
it looks like there's something. You can see something between the tendrils inside, but you can't really, without getting closer, you can't really make out what it is.
I kind of want to go invisible and see if I could get a closer look.
I would like to use Eyes of the Grave.
Oh,
Okay, I don't know what that does.
As an action, you know the location of any undead within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover, that isn't protected from divination magic until the end of your next turn.
There are no undead within 60 feet of you.
Damn it! I
So it's
forgot.
still
I wish I could make
fungus type.
I wish I could make a correction here about this stupid energy. That's
No.
not. I'm not kidding. I'm kidding. It's not stupid energy. It's just not my thing, I guess.
Right. Do we hear anything?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think you hear kind of like groaning from inside the tendrils in kind of like a pained kind of groan. It sounds vaguely bestial.
Has it noticed us?
It doesn't sound like it's noticing anything. Like it sounds like it's in pain.
What's in pain? The thing inside or the weeping willow?
The thing inside.
Is it making that same awful groan?
Yeah.
And how big is that bulb of like darkness / like weird tendril energy?
It's like a 30-foot diameter, 15-foot radius.
So it could be a gargantuan creature.
Maybe.
Are we seeing any like? I know you're saying we can't make out too much, but like, do we make any like physical forms, or like
you see just,
potential
like,
forms?
You see like vague like brown and black, maybe like hair, kind of in the middle.
It's not Tiamat. It's not. I mean, it's not.
Dome.
I mean, it's not Giamat.
Well,
The not affiliated.
Tiamat's not copywritten.
Okay, so it's not Tiamat.
It's
got
not
hair.
filling the dome. That's for sure. It's like within the dome, and there's space around it.
Does it look like it's like a chamber of like almost like, I'm gonna use DBZ. You know, the whole like I'm in one of those like healing pods kind of thing. Does it look like it's gaining energy or like gaining
There's no way
sustenance?
for you to know. You'd have to like go up and investigate.
I mean,
Does
or I could
someone
go to
have-
Shadowfell.
True.
I don't want to do that again, honestly.
Does not right now. Does someone have pass without tracing? No.
I do.
Can we, like each creature you choose? Yeah. So like, can't we all be pass without trace? And I could cast invisible on myself. And
I'm gonna go one step
Get a
further and
closer
cast Bless. Wait, no, Bless is only.
Saving or no, it's
No, it's.
no, bless is
skill.
everything, right?
It's
No,
attack
no, it's-
rolls and
Say
saving
attack
throws.
or no saving throw, so it's just guidance. I guess it'll be just guidance because I want you to be guidanced forever.
I
and
cast
ever.
pass without trace on me, so everyone within a
On all of
30-foot
us, but
radius.
yeah.
No, it's a specific
area.
area. So
You're
I
all
cast
passed without traces.
It's we got to stay within 30 feet of him. That's what it is. I think.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it is.
Oh, okay. And then I'll cast invisible on myself. And
What? Can we start at a certain spot? Are we all in the correct spot? So like, I don't want to like.
Yeah, I
On
put you where
map.
you entered the clearing.
Why can I not? Oh.
Because you're
Fine.
not on your.
Question: where does everyone want to be? Because I feel like this is immediately going to start a combat, which will will make us happen. Like, where do you want us to be, Spit / Dimitri? Where do you want me to be?
Well,
Because I need to be within 30 feet of you, Dimitri.
right.
And
Um,
where do you want us to be, Spit?
I mean, I want to check out this cavern and take a peek at what's inside this light.
So
this
do you want to
shadowy
like
tree.
skirt towards this this side?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you want to be closer on like over here, Dimitri, or like I don't mind being like a face tank at all. I mean, I do,
Oh,
but like
Well,
I got a shield that's got a disc now.
I'm
So
gonna, I'm gonna,
I feel a lot more agile.
I'm gonna act as a. So
Like a
you can.
buffer.
I'm gonna act as like a kind of protective thing right here.
Do you
so
want me to be
Spit-
next to you?
You don't have to be.
Would you
But-
like me to be?
That's up to you.
No, I'm asking you. Would you like to be?
Let's have the group together.
Yeah.
So let's walk in like a 20-foot line, 25-foot line, so we're close enough. Or if I'm short, I mean us short people, we can't really move too far. But NX, on the other hand, has that 30-foot movement where he can get extra close if we need it to be.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe like I go right here. Do we move?
Yep.
Do we move as a unit, as a left-hand angle from the Tetris, and we keep on moving forward?
I mean, my idea was to try to get as close as possible without you guys being able to be seen, because I'm invisible.
But we have passive trace, which is a +10 on our
Stealth.
on our stealth. So like I'm a little more comfortable messing this up aggressively.
So right now, Pass Without Trace does protect the entirety of that cave thing. And we can get almost up to the glowing thing if anybody wants to go look at the glowing thing.
I don't want to get that close, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm within 30 feet of the glowing thing. So, Spit, if you want to look at the...
Yeah, I'm gonna look inside the cave.
I'm gonna move there as soon as he gets close.
Is it dark?
Yeah, you see stairs that go down in like a spiral staircase formation.
Oh no, it's built. Spit. Is it like nicely built, or is it like ground stairs? Like, is it stone or is it like dirt stairs? Is it intentional or not intentional?
Yeah. I like crouch down and look at the ground.
It's
Does it
wooden.
look like it's wooden? It's intentional.
How far can I throw an object?
I don't know.
What's
As
your
far as
strength?
your
What
athletics
kind of
goes,
object?
yeah.
Like
Are you
a
talking
good
about
berry.
an arrow
Like a-
or like a bathtub?
Are you talking about like a hand axe or a car?
A good berry. Like if I was to throw a good berry.
20 feet, 30 feet? I don't know.
Say 30 feet. Yeah.
Alright, I'm just worried if we decide to like cast light on it and I mage hand it down, then light is able to be seen. And that kind of ignores the whole invisible thing. Can I look behind me and try to get a closer peek inside the willow?
Make a perception check at
Got
disadvantage.
it. At disadvantage.
I can't help him, right?
That is a 16.
You see, it's like, I don't know, whatever's inside is it's a large creature. It looks to be some sort of like beast. And you see like, you don't see a lot, but you see like a paw being held down by vines.
It's Roberto's brother,
Could be.
Boberto.
You'd have to like get up to the dome to see inside.
Are you Boberto?
You know? Okay. So if
Is this structure, is it you described like the tendrils and whatnot, is this a very physical structure or does it look ephemeral?
It is physical. There are shadowy vines, which seem similar to the vines and mushrooms that you have seen throughout the forest. But these are like emitting like a shadowy.
They're corporeal
to
or
them.
incorporeal?
They are corporeal, but they are emitting an incorporeal shadow.
guys, do y'all want me to go look at him?
You want to go look at him?
Sure.
I mean, I'm the invisible one right now.
Somebody
All right,
do
well,
something.
I've gotten closer, so if you want to go, because you have pretty high dex,
Do-
don't you?
Before
Yeah.
Do we
No,
hear any? What's this ambient sound now? That was we're like
Still
10, 20
this
feet
like
away.
pained
Still
ground.
just the moaning.
Is there? If I like try to block that out and try to like listen down the staircase, is there any like?
Make a perception check.
All right, I can do that. Can I give myself guidance or no?
I imagine you're like,
14. Garbage roll, but it's okay.
yeah, you don't hear anything downstairs. You're not sure how tall that staircase is either. So
I mean, I could figure it out, but that's a good one.
Must have rock
How
down there.
tall is this tree?
it's like 50 feet.
That's pretty high up there.
So that means it's a big creature.
It's a large
It's
creature.
large.
You've already discerned that.
Hey, get up close. We can hear you. If bad things happen.
I almost want to say let's pass without trace going down the stairs.
I mean, we are passed without trace without this. So like we
Yeah,
can go
but,
if you
like,
want. If
let's
you
go.
want to go, like we can go. It's up to you.
I think let's go
Is
down
that
the
what
stairs.
you want to do?
Yeah, let's go down the stairs. I mean, this tree looks really ominous. We
I
see
like
these
the
veins.
idea. We're like, oh, it's scary. We're gonna go.
No.
away from
We see
this.
these veins. Do we see like the roots of the tree coming out at all, or is there no like? There's nothing.
There's
that's
no
visible
tree.
above ground?
There's just
Oh, they're just
vines.
tendrils.
Yeah.
Oh, that's way more ominous.
And you hear this like pained groaning from the inside.
And we don't know if that groaning is a benevolent creature that's being hurt by this situation, or if it is an evil creature that has been really
Make a perception
Or
making a perception check.
it's maybe something that has the power to control said vines and is being
25.
check. You as you're like talking to everybody and like it's probably nothing, we should ignore it. You think you see some creature over here pass through the tree line?
Where was that? Can you navigate? Or I know I can't see, but like joking.
Yeah, I did not catch
There's no ping.
There's no ping? Look to
Oh,
the
there
left.
it is.
Oh, there you
So,
I see it. Yep,
up
No,
there.
no, that was me. That was
You're
me.
on the wrong side. Scroll left.
Oh.
We didn't see any. I didn't see any ping.
Do you see this ping?
Hold
No.
it down longer.
No.
No, that's weird. Hold on. Oh, I'm on the wrong
Wait.
layer. How about now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait,
Alright.
here?
Yes.
Here.
Okay.
Something moves through the trees. Looks to be about the size of a dire wolf.
Oh,
Have we actually encountered a dire wolf before?
Yes. Because Dimitri friended.
Oh yeah,
them or
has them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
And Dimitri, your wolf is like kind of on edge a little bit.
Mhm.
And then from in that line of trees, you hear a voice say, "Don't worry,
Happy.
friend. No need to be on point. I'm just trying to save my friend."
Your friend.
I don't know how, but he's in trouble.
That friend?
Do we hear all this happening?
Yeah. Emerging from that tree line, you see this like large dire wolf, and then you see like up to his like shoulders is a very woven feature, and then shoulders up, it's all bare, and
Oh.
it's talking to you.
Oh, it's the bear dude. It's what's his face? We know this guy. He's a spirit. Open up my download log.
Cash?
Where's my thing of Beld Map Current?
Cash?
Yeah,
No.
He says-
it's
you-
what's his face?
He says, "How do you know my name?"
I'm like,
We
buh.
we stopped by.
Your shrine.
I guess your shrine.
Well, I
at
wasn't
the edge of
there.
the
I was
forest.
here.
Yeah, Yeah. Actually, um,
Jake, his name
Clamor
is
was.
Cash. Someone else remembered.
I literally was looking like through all my things. And I was trying to find the map that I had was like from 3 months ago. It was
Spit
just,
remembered it was Cash. He
yeah, it was
remembered things.
Cash.
Yeah.
I got 43 pages of
Yeah, I
notes.
know.
Let it go.
He says, I was here, not there. I'm sorry
Yeah.
I missed you.
No worries. We were kind of going on tour, and we probably rushed things a bit as well. But Clamor has been asking about you as well. Is that the friend you're trying to help?
No.
Who?
I'm trying to help my friend Bruce. He's trapped in that
Bruce?
cell.
In the cell.
Is it? Yeah. I look at Dimitri doing the same thing, and I do the same motion, exact same like. That way.
This is there's only one cell. It's a giant
That's
terrible
Bruce.
cell. Like, yeah, that's Bruce. He's my friend. I don't know how to get him out of there.
Well, I mean, he's trapped by these.
Someone has corrupted the vault, but I can't go in the vault.
Is the vault below us?
Yes, that's right. He's like pointing.
It's the staircase.
It's like it's right. It's right there.
I like the idea
You're
that
right
he's
there.
still a direwolf pointing with one finger, like going like that. Like it's that way. Go.
With my
Is there
strong
anything that-
hand.
So you say you can. We're aware of some corruption that's been that's been taking over this land.
He like
These
looks
tendrils-
around and he's like, everyone is aware.
Yeah, these. Okay, yeah. So the vault is here. Why can't you go in?
Because it's the prince's vault. It's not my vault.
The
Where-
Verdant
where-
Prince?
Where's the prince?
Presumably below. I don't know why he's allowed it to get to this state, but
So don't you think the prince is probably either We have news from what's her face. Why can't I remember her name?
I don't expect that. I expect that the prince is also in trouble. I can't enter the
Rasulka
vault.
said. Well, no, I'm saying Rasulka said that there's problems,
Yes,
and if she says there's problems,
there are probably problems.
there are super.
She doesn't
problems.
tend to elaborate. She doesn't tend to use exaggeration.
No, she doesn't. And which different story, but different
It
time.
kind of like
I want to be
shivers
fair.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I want
It's
to say
like,
we tried super hard for about 35 minutes to an hour trying to make you trying to figure out where you were, and then we realized we tried really too hard, and then you weren't there. But that's a different story for a different time, for a time that is happier than now. But either way, we'll talk about it then.
Downstairs?
Verdant Prince, yeah. So who is that? So we
He's
have
the
some
Verdant-
identity who that is if you
He's-
run into the Verdant Prince.
The Verdant Prince. That's not a title. It's his name.
Oh.
Can you give us a I kind of
He's a-
show him my book. I'm like,
he's a fairly greedy phase spirit that
good, bad thoughts.
depends on the day. Not great typically. He's
Uh,
fairly spiteful.
How do you feel about him? Would you
I
go
don't like
with a
him.
Sunday stroll with him,
No.
or a 7th out of 10 day stroll with him? No. Okay, cool.
Let me put it this way. Rusalka has things she wants and desires that involve her needing to be able to communicate with other people.
Or she sends dead people to them.
Well, that's a form of communication. The
I
prince
guess
has
I appreciate the
the
understanding.
Verdant Prince has no interest in
Wait.
communication.
Prince. I don't know if I just heard that wrong. Was it princess or prince?
Prince,
You said
the
Prince
Verdant
has.
I didn't know if there was okay.
has
Prince.
no
okay.
interest in that form of communication.
What kind of communication does he typically mediate himself in?
He just takes.
He gets things and keeps them.
Bruce and Verdant
we-
Prince
we've-
are not the same person, right?
No, the Bruce
Just checking things off our list. We're behind.
He like looks at the cell again and points. He's like, Bruce is
No.
there.
No, and like I
Verdant
feel like I'm
Prince is
taking my like
down.
notebook and like crossing stuff off to make sure like I can like almost clue my way onto this one. It's like not him. Got it.
We've learned that that vaults can be really dangerous places for those that are ill prepared.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we can do to be more prepared for the Verdant Princes for this vault?
Make a charisma. Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion check. 16.
He says, "My expectation is if you have met Rusalka, you are probably fairly prepared."
Oh.
Do,
Well,
This is
thank
like a
you,
spirit
Cash.
has said to us, I think, ever.
do do you have any tokens of goodwill or trinkets to provide us?
I tell you what,
Any-
if you save my friend, we'll talk.
That's better than most.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He walks up to the cell
Mhm.
and kind of gets his claw out and peeks, kind of sighs and steps away again.
So he
Did
can
anything
actually
happen that you
touch
could
it?
touch it?
It looked like it wasn't super comfortable for him, but he made sure to use his claw and not his
His
meaty flesh
face.
hand.
Did his claw burn or anything?
Do you need, hand
it didn't-
sanitizer
it didn't
or anything?
burn, but
Well, his burn is not the right word.
Yeah.
Disintegrate or anything?
no, it clearly was painful for him, but not
He's
not
gonna die
diving
from
in,
pain.
you
Yeah.
know, but
I will. How much force did you use to try to peek in there?
doesn't. Did you? It's not. It's just a vine. It's just sturdy. You can move. They're pliable.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how about I cast Mage Hand and just take one of the tips of the vines and just try to pull it down for the most amount of leverage from where it's at.
I mean, maybe I don't think that would work, but
Oh,
you could try.
yeah.
So he
I mean,
starts
you just
unpeeling the
kinda
banana.
clawed- Yeah. I mean, I'd like to try.
Okay.
What race is? I mean, as he's doing this, what race is Bruce? I'll ask.
That's
ask.
a very forward question. It's not my business to answer those kinds of questions.
Yeah,
Well-
and he may be in wild shape right now.
I'm just trying to figure out for our own info. We're behind.
Mhm.
Cash. I'm not here maliciously. I'm just trying.
I understand. It's not my place to tell these things.
What currently is he or she Bruce?
He's a druid.
Is he
Has my
he
mate
or
been
she
there?
wild shaped?
I don't think so.
Okay. Have I peeled one layer of the banana?
No, because it's
Okay.
too strong for that. But you do
It's
pull it enough for,
5.2 pounds.
you do pull it enough to get some of the vines to sag a little bit, and you look inside and you see this towering humanoid figure covered in fur, with the head of a bear, strapped to the ground by these vines that are draining energy from them.
Dimitri, do you have experience in vines that hold people down? Do you have any capability
Crazy.
of doing the opposite?
I'm sorry, but my what's that spell called?
Ensnaring strike.
It only
Ensnaring strike.
ensnares. It does not
It
unsnare.
only
It
it's,
doesn't unsnare, yeah.
Unsnaring strike, not
Right.
ensnaring strike.
It's a typo, but it's very effective.
We need one of Torque's things
Right.
to be an unsnaring strike.
I'm sorry, but I do not have anything that can undo.
Damn, that'd be so
I-
cool if I had freedom of movement, where he
I-
just goes I'm like boop, and he's like I'm out. But
I
we don't
feel-
have those.
I
So-
feel like our next goal is we're gonna have to head down to find the source of these vines.
No, I thought that we're not heading down until we get the good graces of Cash.
We kind of did.
Why do you
that.
need my good graces?
Because you said that's where the vault is, and
It's
You-
not
you
my
thought-
vault. It's in danger. The
Oh,
magic of the
okay.
vault is ensnaring my friend.
Got it. Okay,
Go
got
save
it.
my friend.
Yes.
Wait,
We got it.
I mean, we'll go do that anyway, but I mean, maybe not in such a climactic period. I would ask, is the existence of Bruce the reason why I saw such a bastion in the Shadowfell?
No, the existence of the vault is why you found such a bastion in the Shadowfell.
A completed vault
Yes.
is the reason why we saw with NX with us, our druid friend. Do we have the capacity to? I know you said we could, but does that help us at beyond?
Maybe
know.
I don't know how skilled he is as a druid. If he was a very powerful,
Give or take
druid,
8th level,
I mean, he probably would not be able to bypass the vault's defenses at 8th level.
Do we need to get to that point to bypass? Is there something we're looking for that we can come back with, or
No,
is there
I
an
don't,
item
I don't
or
think
is
we
it-
have time.
Yeah, let's go.
He peeks
Let's
in
go.
at Bruce again, and he says, Do you know how
He's not
this?
long.
Do you know how this curse works?
No?
Oh.
That's why we don't understand.
If his hit points are, if his maximum hit points
If
are
his
brought
hit points
down to
hit 0, he becomes a bad boy.
this forest
No,
will
no.
be lost if the corruption consumes him.
So let's
Let
go
us
down the
make haste.
staircase.
All right,
Can you watch our backs?
I will
please?
make sure no one follows you in.
Thanks. Thanks, Cash. You're a real great guy. Or gal. I don't really care what you are.
You find yourself entering a vault. It's like 200 feet of stairs. It's an annoyingly deep staircase.
I'm going to cast light on my forehead.
Okay.
Or no, on my floating disc.
Ooh.
Because I don't want that annoying light on my forehead, actually.
Yeah, because it just becomes a target at that point. And
Well-
Cash is a non-binary pal.
Whatever. No, not whatever maliciously. I'm just
Yeah.
annoyed at him or her now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys get down into the vault, and as you get to the bottom of the stairs, there's a large open chamber.
We only see black right now.
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I-
I guess I'll read
I
it.
have some sight.
It's maybe because I'm got the light right now.
Maybe because I have dark vision.
It's true.
There it is. I just need to reload.
And you see a large room with two corridors off the room, and on the one directly across from the staircase, there's engraved in the wall. It says, "The Way of the Forgotten."
Oh.
And then on the south side down here, they're engraved in the wall. It says, "The Way of the Dead." And you guys will have a week to figure out which path you'd like to pursue next time on In the Red. Thanks everybody for hanging out and watching this stream, and thanks players for playing along. We will be back next week, the 22nd of July. God, July got away from me. We'll be back next Thursday, as always, for the next episode of In the Red. Keep in mind, we are streaming D&D 2 days a week now. We've started streaming Adventures League on Monday nights, and then In the Red is on Thursdays. Join us on Monday. We don't do channel points because it's an AL legal game,
But
but
you can still
you
get
can
rack
still
them
get,
up.
you can still give them reroll tickets.
or
you can rack
you can
up
still
the
get
points.
those points.
Yep.
I got so
Um,
many horses.
All right.
Or misfire
Other than
spells.
that, check us out on Patreon, where you can be a $3 monthly patron, get these fine folks at Benny every month, or a $15 monthly patron to create your own Fey spirit within the region with its own perks, benefits, or dangers to the players if you so choose. That's a
No
thing you
danger.
can do. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and the YouTube.
MySpace.
Jake and I are
Twitters.
recording some more Handy DM Tips videos this week. Editing starts real hard next week. And then we'll as soon as we get season 3 recorded and edited, we'll start posting those weekly. And then season 4 right after. Season 4 will post to the Patreon when season 3 posts to the YouTube. So if you want to see season 4 early, check out the Patreon.
There's some good stuff there.
Yep. $3 a month gets you early access to Handy DM Tips. Other than that, check out FuzzyLogicEscapeRoom.com for all your room escaping needs. They're not going to supply you with things, but they'll give you the opportunity to practice. Please don't pry off electrical boxes and stuff. That'd be mean.
Oh no.
They do corporate events. They do private events. They do bachelorette parties. I'm making stuff up now. I don't know if they've ever done one, but I bet they
That's
would.
awesome, actually.
They do child birthday parties, maybe, if they're of age. Maybe probably not little ones, but regular-sized children. They do retirement parties and funeral life celebrations.
Oh,
If you
and
want to celebrate the
alt
life
celebrations
of
too.
a friend, do it at Fuzzy Logic Escape Room. You can, that's a thing.
And specifically people named Bruce celebrations.
Could be. If your name is Bruce and you want to celebrate that, check out Fuzzy Logic
For whatever
Escape Room.
reason.
Other than that, we will see you Monday if you join us for Adventures League. We're running season 5, the second half. Whatever. We're running the second half of season 5 of DDAL 5-1. It's in line with the Storm King's Thunder content. Other than that, until next time, stay safe, have fun, and as always, roll together.
Roll together.